Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. Welcome to the morning stretch class. For today's class, you will need a chair with or without arms, and also a towel for some of the stretches that we'll be doing a little later. So once we're situated in our seats, we're sitting up nice and tall, hands on the thighs, or arms down to the side. And we'll begin with our neck as we usually do. So let's take the neck all the way up and all the way down. And all the way up. And all the way down. Good. And up. And down. And one more up. And down. Good. Back to a neutral position. And now let's start to twist the head. So let's begin to the right. Twisting the neck to the right. And twisting to your left. And still making sure we're sitting up nice and tall. Trying to bring that chin directly over the shoulder. And a couple more times each way. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on the and one more each way. Now I'm not afraid of this robot. Got over if I never had a self. And back to the center. This time taking the head right ear over to the right shoulder. Left ear to left shoulder. And again to the right. Now you want to make sure when we do this neck stretch that your shoulders are down and relaxed. Sometimes they like to hunch up. So relax the shoulders down and feel that nice stretch on the sides of the neck. Good. Now let's hold it over down to the right. You're going to take your right hand and you're going to place it gently on the side of your head. We're not pushing down. We're just holding it there to get a little deeper stretch in the neck. Now take your left arm straight out. Point the fingers up to the ceiling. And you may feel that stretch go all the way down the arm, maybe even into the wrists and fingers. Good, and release, back to center. Good. Let's take the head over to the other side. Now from here, left hand comes just on top of the head. We're not pulling the head, we're just putting a little bit of pressure. Now take the other arm straight out. Point the fingers up to the ceiling. And you should feel a nice stretch all along the right side of the body. And relax, back to center. Good. Both arms down to the side. We'll start with some half neck circles. So let's begin over to the right. Drop the right ear down to the right shoulder. Bring the chin down towards the chest. And rolling it over to the other side. Good. And from the left, drop the chin down to the chest. And over to the right. And a few more. Taking your time. Try one more time in each direction. Back to a neutral position, sitting up nice and tall. Both feet are still on the floor. Let's begin with the shoulder shrugs, lifting the shoulders up high and releasing down. And again, lifting up high and lower down. Good. And lifting up, hold it, and lower down. One more, lift and lower. And now take the hands at the shoulders. We're going to begin with some elbow circles. So lead with the elbow, point the elbows to the front, lift the elbows up to the ceiling, take the elbows out to the side, and roll the elbows back behind. Let's try that again. Elbows to the front, lift them up as high as you can, open out to the side, and lower behind. To the front, lift up high, out to the side, and lower down. Two more. Lift, up, and around. One more. Lifting up, open, and release. And relax the arms down. Now we're going to go swimming for the next one, alternating arms. So right arm, we're going to take that right arm straight up, point the fingers to the ceiling, open up the palm at the very top, and travel that arm behind. And left arm, lifting up at the very top, turn the palm away, and then follow behind. Now option to add the neck as long as it feels okay. We're going to look at that hand as it travels behind you and back. Good. Left arm up. Follow the hand and behind. So if you have arms on your chair, just be careful of the arms as you travel your arm behind you. Good. And left arm. One more each way.
Fly me to the moon, let me play
and finishing with the left.
Let me see what spring is like.
Good. Now relax the arms. Let's bring the feet together. We're going to add a little bit of movement from the waist as well. So very similar as before, but both arms now coming up. At the very top, turn the palms away, open up behind you. Now we're going to reach down to the floor with your fingertips, bending forward, reaching out with your arms, and then coming up. And open the palms at the top, circle the arms around. Now sweeping the arms down to the floor, reaching out with the arms, and coming up. And open. And sweeping down. And we'll do two more together. And one more. Good. And relax the arm. Okay, shake that out a little bit. We're going to go into the hips. So for the next one, we're going to sit on the edge of your seat. And we're going to lean back so that your upper back is relaxed. So you're a little bit on an angle, sitting down. Now this is where you may want to use the towel. Otherwise, we're going to lift up that right leg And we're gonna hold underneath the thigh. So what we're trying to do is pull that right knee in towards the chest. And we're just stretching out the back of the hip, a little bit of the lower back as well. If you need that towel, if it's hard to hold on to that leg, you'll roll the towel up, and then you'll use your arms to help pull that towel in. So again, you may need the towel for this one. If you don't, that's okay. You can just hold on to your leg. Good. And let's release the right leg. Okay. We'll do the left leg with or without the towel. I'll do it with the towel. Okay. Underneath the thigh. Okay. And then we're pulling that left leg in. Trying to bring that knee in towards the chest. Make sure that your back, your upper back, is still against the back of your chair. Just a few more seconds. Good, and release. Come back up, sitting up nice and tall. Take that towel down if you were using it. Okay. Now we're going to do some side bendings. So take the arms down to the side, okay. Reaching down to the right as if you're picking something up from the floor. And come back through the center and over to your left. And come back to the center. And again to the right. And back to center. And to the left. You should feel a nice side stretch right along this area. And back to the center. Now an option to add the arm today. So we're going to reach down to the right. We're going to take your left arm up and over. Trying to keep that arm in line with your ear. And come back through the center. Left arm comes down to the floor. Right arm comes up and over. And back to the center. Down to the right. Left arm comes over. Back to center. Down the left. And back to center. One more time each way. And relax the arms, roll the shoulders back. And walk the feet in. Feet are together. From here, we're going to twist from the spine. If you have arms on the chair, you can use the arms as we twist. Otherwise, you can use the outside of your leg. So sitting up nice and tall, we'll begin to the right, taking both hands, again, either to the arms of your chair or the outside of your right leg. And we're going to turn and try to look over your right shoulder. Back through the center, other side, on the outside of the legs, or holding on to the arms of your chair, and twist. Good. Coming through the center, other side. Now make sure you're sitting up nice and tall for this as you twist. Think about lengthening your spine, sitting up tall, and then exhale as you twist. One more time each way. And other side.
For me it's a rest, take me to. But I get a kick
And back to the
out of
center.
you.
Okay, let's take the feet apart. Moving back to the hips. Let's pick up the right leg here. And we're going to circle leading with the knee. So small little circles, opening up the hip. They can be small circles, they can be large circles. Just make sure you're engaging your core. So no slouching in the chair, sitting up nice and tall. And let's circle the other way a few times, leading with your knee. Good. Now staying with the right leg, we're going into our figure 4 stretch. So special precaution if you have hip issues, hip replacement or hip issues, we'll keep your leg low so you're crossing the ankles over each other. Otherwise, we're going to take that right ankle over onto the left leg, making a little figure 4 with your legs. Now we're trying to get this leg as parallel as you can to the floor. You know you're doing it right if you feel a stretch on the outside part of your hip. So sitting up nice and tall here, or again, you may be down here, and that's okay as well. You may feel enough of a stretch. If not, you can also lean slightly forward, thinking about that belly button going down through the hole. I'm going to hold this here for a few seconds. And sitting up nice and tall. Now, take your left hand onto that leg. Okay. Right hand we're going to twist, and we're going to try to reach that right hand to the back of the room, and maybe even looking at that hand.
Though it's clear to see that you obviously.
And come back to center. And let's release that right leg and shake it out. Okay. Left leg now. Again, if you have any hip precautions, we'll keep it down low, ankle over ankle. Otherwise, let's try to bring that left ankle up, crossing over the leg. Trying to get that leg as parallel as you can to the floor, sitting up nice and tall. If that's enough of a stretch, hold it right here. Otherwise, let's slightly lean forward from the hips, belly button down through the hole. Again, we'll hold this here for a few seconds. Alright, slowly come back up, sitting up nice and tall. Right hand on the top of that leg. Left hand, we're going to reach behind, maybe looking at the hand as long as it's okay on your neck. A big twist.
Fall in love. Why shouldn't we fall in love? Our hearts are made of it. Let's take a chance. Why be afraid of it?
And coming back. And let's release the leg. We're going to rest the legs for a little bit and come back up to the shoulders. So, taking that towel and rolling up the towel, if you haven't already, enough that you can grip the towel with your hands. Now for this next one, depending on how long the towel is, the wider your hands, the easier the stretch is going to be. So I recommend starting out wide first, and you can always work your hands in. So this is a nice deep shoulder and chest stretch. Holding onto the towel, straight arms. We're going to keep the arms as straight as you can as we take it up over the head. and then lower back down. And depending if you have any shoulder limitations, you may just come up to shoulder level, and that's okay. You want to go as high as you feel comfortable going. If you can go higher, we're going to come up over the head and maybe even trying to bring it behind the head. And then lower back down. And we'll try a few more. Again, straight arms. Keep the arms as straight as you can as you lift up over the head. Again, maybe reaching behind your head as if someone's pulling the towel behind you. And release. Do that a couple more times. Reaching up, maybe behind the head. And back down.
Let's take a chance. Why be afraid of it?
And one more.
Let's close our eyes and make our own paradise. Little we know it's good, we can try to
And relax. Good. And roll the shoulders out. That's a really deep stretch, one of my favorites. I'll take the towel down to the side. Now let's continue with the triceps. So taking that right hand, you're going to pat yourself on the back. We're doing such a great job. We're going to try to keep that elbow pointing up to the ceiling. Two options. One option, take your left hand just by the tricep, back of the arm, and we're just going to lift that arm up to the ceiling. Option two is to take that left hand, reach behind your head, find that elbow, and again, lifting that elbow up to the ceiling. Now make sure you're not overarching your back, so pull the belly button in. Now hold that there. You should feel a stretch right on the underside of your arm. That's when you know you're doing it correctly. Good, and release that stretch, shaking out the arms. Okay, left arm, again, pat yourself on the back first. Okay. Elbow pointing up high. Option one, just in the front, lifting the elbow up to the ceiling. Or option two, take that arm behind your head, find that elbow, and again, lifting the elbow up. 2 more seconds here. And release. Rolling both shoulders. Now make sure there's enough room behind you. If you're sitting in the chair, you might want to come forward a little bit. We're going to interlace our fingers behind our back. So reach behind you. See if you can interlace your fingers together. Okay, so it looks like this. Now straighten out your arms. And now we're going to try to lift the arms away from the body. So I'll show you what it should look like. Okay, this is behind. You're going to lift the arms back. And try to lift it as far as you can. While you're lifting the arms, see if you can keep the chest sticking forward. A really good chest stretch again. Good for your posture. Few more seconds. You may even feel your shoulder blades squeezing together. And release. Good. Relax. Shake that out. Moving on to the legs. So we're going to use that towel again. If you have the towel, you can do this without the towel. But for today's class, I'll use the towel. Sitting on the edge of the seat, we're going to lean back into your chairs like we did before. Now let's lift up the right leg. And then with the towel, we're going to go underneath the foot. Okay. Once it's there, we're going to try to extend that leg. So depending on the length of your towel, you can hold on anywhere along that towel. And you should feel the stretch in the back of your leg. Some of you may be able to just hold on to your toe or to your shoe. And if you can, great. If your foot's a little farther than you expected it to be, that's where the towel is nice. It helps with the stretch. Good. And release. Let's bring that leg down. Okay. Same thing with the other side. So make sure you're still leaning back against the chair. Lift up the left leg. Get that towel underneath that foot. Okay. Holding on to the towel and begin to straighten out the leg as best as you can. Getting a nice stretch in the hamstrings.
You are the one. Only you need the moon understand. Whether near to me or far, it's no matter, darling, where you are.
Good. And let's release that and bring that down. And sitting up nice and tall. Take that towel out to the side. Walk your feet as wide as you can. Now from here, taking your hands on the insides of the leg, almost as if you're pushing your legs away from each other. Now we're going to bring the belly down towards the center and just use those hands to push the legs away. We're just trying to stretch out your inner thighs.
Night and day, under the hide of me, there's always such a hungry and yearning.
And coming back. Okay, let's walk the feet in. Now, lifting up that right leg, holding it under the thigh, sitting up nice and tall. Let's begin with our ankle circles in one direction. And in the opposite direction. And let's lower down. Other leg, sitting up tall, holding it underneath the thigh, circling in one direction. And in the other direction. And release. Okay, taking both hands with our wrist circles in one direction. And in the opposite direction. Good. And release the arms down to the side. Now sitting up nice and tall still, both feet on the floor. We'll finish with 3 breaths. Nice deep breaths. So inhale as we come up with the arms. Exhale as we lower down. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale down. And one more. Really reach up to the ceiling. Lengthen your spine. And exhale all the way down. Roll the shoulders back. Give yourselves a hand. Congratulations. You finished the morning stretch class for today. Thank you for joining me and hope to see you again soon. Bye.